So I couldn't quite put my finger on it until today, but I finally got it, guys. A couple of cuckoos. Okay. Let me take 2 steps back. I'm liking it. I'm going to like it. I know I'm going to like it. And there's a reason I'm going to like it. And you're probably going to like it too. Maybe. So I finally got it. A couple of cuckoos reminds me of Girlfriend or Konojo mo Konojo or Konojo no Konojo, whatever the hell it was. But basically the anime Girlfriend. Not only is it like similar like beats, like story beats, obviously there's some drastic differences in storytelling, right? Based on, you know, what Switch Step Birth and stuff. But from like a animation standpoint, the way that it's funny, right? Romantic comedy. The way that the romantic comedy hits and just kind of like the similar setup that we're heading towards. It's a very similar setup to Girlfriend. And this episode introduced a twist, right? At the end of the episode, it introduced a twist where Amino's dad set up a house for Erika and for Nagi. And they're basically, he's like, okay, you guys are going to have to live together now for the next 2 weeks. And basically, they're going to have to basically live on their own. And if for some reason Purple Hair Girl comes into the mix to basically, like, you know, try and live there, if Sachi, his sister, comes in to try and live there, or if they're just there so frequently that you could be confused that they might be living there, it's almost beat for beat, almost a very similar setup to Girlfriend. Now, that anime I absolutely loved. Yes, it was very tropey and predictable, but it was enjoyable, and I absolutely loved it. And I think the animation and art style is extremely, eerily similar to a couple of cuckoos here. And that's not a diss on it. That's like a compliment. 'Cause I personally love that art style specifically, where it's like really bright, saturated, you know, look, very contrasty. The eyes are glistening. I think it's a beautiful art style, and I really, really love it. But I just want to put that out in the front of the video, because this episode, like at the end of it, I was like, holy crap, like where have I watched this before? I was like, yo, okay, when we started the channel, like a year ago or so, I covered Girlfriend every single week, and I mean, I absolutely loved it. Now, is it one of the like most memorable animes or whatever? No, you know, it's pretty forgettable, but it was really enjoyable. I think that's kind of what a couple of cuckoos will probably be too, unless there's like some big momentous thing that like catapults it, right? Like this is definitely not My Dress Up Darling or anything that it just like it leaves an impression on you and you want to watch it again and again. You know, I don't think it's that, but I do think it definitely is really good, really enjoyable, and deserving of a dub. I think a dub would be awesome, because Girlfriend didn't get one. All right, I have all that out the way. So this episode, what it really did was it really showed to like the 10th degree the different lifestyles that Nagi and Amino are living, right? They couldn't be further apart, right? You have Nagi, who lives, you know, he lives with his family, and very traditional, in a very traditional Japanese sense. They live in a neighborhood, and his parents run a diner, you know, a little restaurant diner that a lot of people around the neighborhood frequent, right? Like, personally, for me, I love that kind of crap. Like, if I live somewhere and within, you know, 5 or 10 minute walking distance, if there was like a little restaurant or something that I could go to, I would do that. A long time ago, I used to live in an apartment, and I was right by a bunch of restaurants. So I would be there like probably 3-4 times a week, that I would be going to like the same ones. It was really enjoyable. But, you know, I think that that's a really cool vibe. So his parents live above a diner that they run, which is, it sounds stupid, but it's actually pretty decently commonplace in Japan for a lot of these more family-oriented neighborhoods to have these kinds of, you know, restaurants, ramen restaurants, sushi restaurants, you know, traditional cuisine, different cuisine restaurants. You know, I mean, it's pretty commonplace. And even in our side of the of the world over here, it's pretty commonplace as well for there to be a lot of family owned restaurants that are in a very similar setup. The only difference here in America is typically these restaurants and stuff aren't set up to where like they have a top level to where like the family will live up there and stuff. I think that's a lot less common over here. In California, there are some spots like that, but it's pretty rare is in comparison to Japan. All right, I'm gonna get that out the way. So, again, I think that the world that they live in is very different, right? Like I said, Nagi lives with his family. They live above their restaurant. They run a restaurant. They run a family restaurant, which means they have a pretty frequent customer base that's neighborhood oriented, stuff like that. Then on the opposite end, you have Amano, and she lives a luxury lifestyle. Like her dad and mom, they are important people. They're executives. They have money. And her freaking dog has a dog house that's like the size of their living quarters, of Nagi's living quarters, right? They have like a legit dog house, and they have tennis court, golf, pool, all kinds of crap that he was just foaming at the mouth about. And they're next level rich, right? I mean, they're so rich that, again, like at the end of the episode, Papa bought a house, like a house. Maybe he didn't buy it, but he rented out a house or something for them to go live in for a little while. Like, that's rich, And I think it was made evident to us, the viewer, and to both of them, how different their lives are, how different their lives could have been, and how different their lives are. Like, they are polar opposites to where, in some sense, this love relationship that they're going to have, it might work. And the reason it might work is because both families are in tandem supportive of this happening, right? And from one sense, on Amano's side, her dad's not really worried about money and stuff and him not bringing in money, because the good thing is Nagi is highly educated, self-educated, very disciplined, right? And he goes to a really good school that a lot of rich kids would go to. So he has a lot of good traits outside of not having money. And then on the opposite end, the Nagi's parents are really supportive of this relationship because they want to know their daughter. They want to know all of that stuff. And they don't really care about the money piece because, like, they already have their lives established, even if it's not exactly luxurious. They just want to know their daughter. And so there's two sides of the coin that would make this work. The thing is for them, for Nagi and Amano to make it work, obviously they have to get over the mental hurdle of, being engaged to each other. And there's probably going to be certain situations that will occur and that will happen as the anime kind of unfolds to where they may fall in love with each other or fall for each other or have romantic feelings for each other. Those things may naturally happen during the episode, especially now that they're going to be forced to be in the same living quarters. So those things might naturally happen. But the major hurdle that they have to get over is that, again, that their lives are so drastically different. And they come from just different worlds, different upbringing and everything. And then the third thing you gotta throw in there is just, I wonder how Sachi's gonna play this out, because right now she's pretty resistant to having a sister, but then at the end of the episode, as she's putting away her chopsticks and stuff, she's like, well, I do have a sister. So the main thing for Sachi and Amano, for them two to kind of get along or be distant, is gonna be Nagi and what's happening there, because obviously Sachi loves her brother a little too much. But, I think that's gonna be like the main thing. Overall, though, I mean, I'm loving a couple of Cuckoos. I laughed this episode a lot. I like when Nagi was imagining Amano just losing her shit at the restaurant. I love his expressions when he was just kind of like being in awe at Amano's lifestyle and her house and everything. I loved watching Nagi's expression of how she sat on the bookcase, because he's like, yo, just sit on the floor. What the hell are you doing? Why you got your shoes on? She's just not used to like the peasant lifestyle. So I actually really did enjoy this episode quite a bit, and I'm going to continue to enjoy the anime completely as it kind of, like I said, continues to unfold and stuff. But really good episode, really enjoyable. I think this was awesome. This was fire, and I can't wait to see more. So I'm leave you guys on those thoughts there. Make sure you guys leave me some love down in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know what you think about the comparison between Girlfriend, and a couple of Cuckoos. All right, my friends, I'm going to see you all on the next episode next Saturday. Peace out.